potato chips. How my mouth just drips. Potato chips. How my mouth just drips. Crunch, crunch. I don't want no...
Hello, I'm Mr. Eddie, President of America, and this is the Laidback Gourmet. You know, since I've been doing these Laidback Gourmets, first on SuperFriendsUniverse.com in written format, and now here on YouTube doing the whole audio-visual thing, I've looked at some really wacky shit. From sodas with Shaq's face on it to the worst-tasting blood I've ever consumed. And then you have the salty snack industry, who's always trying to up the wacky game with weirder and weirder flavors of chips. I still don't know what fucking flavors those are. Maybe crushed walnuts? What flavor are you? To this end, Lay's potato chips released 4 wacky flavors last year under the Do Us a Flavor campaign, which to me always sounded like something Homestar Runner would say. Hey Spongebade, would you do me a flavor? Hey, I'm sorry, but I don't do videos anymore, so I can't respond. Oh, I've made myself sad. Also, why do I keep trying to do impressions? I suck at them. Well, the Do Us a Flavor campaign is back. Is this year going to top the wacky flavors of last year's, like the bacon mac and cheese and cappuccino flavor? Well, I got a lot of chips to eat today, and I have a lot of judgment to cast upon them, so let's not waste any time and find out. The 4 new flavors this year are Greektown Gyro, Southern Chicken and Biscuits, New York Reuben, and West Coast Truffle Fries. The first thing I noticed is the locations confuse me. What theme are we going for here? One's a direction, one's an entire country's coastline, another's a city, and one's not so much as a location as the abstract concept of an ethical part of a city. Too bad they left out Second Star to the Right peanut butter and jelly chips and Beyond Thunderdome chef salad. I'm just fucking around. I would totally eat those. First up, let's look at Greektown Gyro. Yeah, I know it's technically pronounced a gyro, but come on, Gyro is a cooler name. It makes me think of that awesome inventor duck from DuckTales. Remember him? Am I the only one that remembers him? Next year's flavor, DuckTales Blathering Blatherskite. Hey, you figure out what flavor that is, asshole. So, right off the bat, they have a smell of... rosemary? I think? I'm kind of having trouble pinning down what flavor these actually smell like. Well, let's try one and see what they taste like. Oh, that's a good sound effect. That's really weird. They taste kind of like the way a Greek restaurant smells. If that makes sense? I think it's a combination of spices used to cook gyro meat. With maybe, sort of, kinda a hint of feta? Sort of? I'm not a huge fan of feta. The texture is that of a kettle-cooked chip, so it's very crispy, which is nice, but overall, the entire flavor is underwhelming. You know, so feel free to call them gyros. It deserves the lame-ass name. Next chip. But first, sip of water to cleanse the palate. Alright, next up, let's try New York Reuben. Perfect. Finally a sandwich in honor of Paul Reuben. So you know this one's going to be wacky. It's the perfect chip to eat in a porno theater. And while you're in there, if you hear the secret ingredient, scream real loud.
Grandson, I think you need to tell these people what a Reuben actually is instead of this doff kerfuffle.
Fine. Ruin all my fun. Alright. If you assume that everything I just previously said was complete and utter bullshit, a Reuben is a classic sandwich comprised of corned beef, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, Russian dressing on rye bread. Happy?
Quite so.
Personally, I like the idea of a Reuben, but I don't like sauerkraut. It's fermented cabbage. Yum. Because regular cabbage is so good, it's even better if you let it spoil. Oh well. Alright, let's just try these things already. Now that's wacky. These don't really taste like a Reuben, but I kind of see what they're trying to do here, and it's pretty good. What they kind of taste like is Swiss, a very slight hint of Russian dressing, and rye bread. In fact, the Swiss and the rye bread are surprisingly strong flavored in this, and it actually tastes pretty good. You know what? I like these. These are good. And even better, no fermented cabbage flavor. 5 stars! Get the Dragon Balls! More water! You know, it dawns on me that I could split this review up into 2 parts and try to double my views.
Come on now, that would be quite dishonorable, though.
True, true. Alright, let's carry on then. West Coast Truffle Fries. Are these a thing? See, growing up, when I wasn't in America, I spent most of my childhood on the Jersey Shore, where they have this awful habit of pouring vinegar and salt on French fries. Did the West Coast just look at the East Coast and say, hey, we can fuck up our fries even worse, let's put fungus on ours? Alright, I kid. But seriously, being an East Coast person, I've never heard of these things. I even Googled a recipe for truffle fries, and it looks like you just take regular French fries and toss them in truffle oil.
I don't know what I expected.
Let's eat. They taste sort of like French fries, but that's not too hard to stretch since I'm already eating a fucking fried potato. The flavor is very mild, and I really can't figure out what the actual flavor is, other than fried potato. The wavy texture of the chip is good, and overall the chip is so mild you just might be confused that you're eating regular potato chips. Good potato chips, but I don't think I'd ever have guessed that these were truffle fries flavored if I hadn't read the bag. But then again, I've never had truffle fries before, so what the fuck do I know? Next! Lastly, we have Southern Biscuits and Gravy. Biscuits and gravy made me a man. Biscuits and gravy made me who I am. Well, I sing better than Festus ever wrestled. The flavor is clearly a follow-up to the chicken and waffle flavored chips from a while back. That's another old review of mine, by the way. And while I couldn't speak from a position of authority about truffle fries, I actually do know a thing or two about biscuits and gravy, since it's a recipe that I've made more than once. Oh, no, there's no joke here. I just want to show off my culinary skills. Look at how awesome I am! Last chip, once more into the fray. I know biscuits and gravy, and these are no biscuits and gravy. I'm not sure what they taste like, though. I know this flavor. I've had this flavor before. Hey, great-great-great-granddad, try one. What do you think?
Quite right. They do have a smack of deja vu about them.
I know, right? Where the hell have I had these? I got it! Stuffings. These things taste exactly how stovetop stuffing smells right out of the box. The herby, peppery, rosemary smell, it's stuffings. This is clearly stuffings. These easily could have been called stuffing flavor. They could have marketed these as Plymouth Rock stuffing flavor. You're welcome for that license to print money, Lays. That's it. That's all 4 flavors. See, I wanted to taste all 4 before I gave my scores for taste, so here goes, all at once. For gyros, I found the flavor lacking, and what flavor there was just kind of odd. 2 out of 5. Truffle fries were kind of on the weak side, but they kind of just tasted like good potato chips, if nothing else. 3 out of 5. Same thing for the the biscuits and gravy flavored ones. Nothing spectacular, but interesting enough. 3 out of 5. I'll finish what's in the bag, but I'm not going to go out and buy another one. The winner here is the Reuben. It's a strong flavor that actually plays well with each other and is an homage to the original dish without actually trying to taste exactly like it. No crappy fake meat flavor here. 4 out of 5. Oh, and for the wacky factor, while these are all really wacky flavors, they lack the variety of last year. These are all just basically meals, sandwiches, or a side dish. I mean, there's nothing that really jumps out like cappuccino flavor. Nothing too dramatic here, but they're still wacky nonetheless. 4 out of 5. Well, that's it for this edition of the Laidback Gourmet. You can do me a favor by doing the whole like, comment, and subscribe thing, and be sure to pass this video around like a bag of potato chips. Chips and Mr. Eddie, 2 things that only get better by passing around and sharing. That sounded way less creepy before I said that out loud. Let's try that again. Mr. Eddie, bet you can't eat just one. No, hell no, no. Once you pop Mr. Eddie, you just can't stop. No, Jesus. Alright, you know what? I'm Mr. Eddie, your Laidback Gourmet. You viewers take off. I'm going to be here a while trying to work this out. Mr. Eddie, get your smile on. First on SuperFriendsUniverse.com in written format, and now here on YouTube doing the whole audio-visual thing. That was right in the mic. Beautiful. Time to cleanse my palate with some water. I don't have a fucking thing. I don't have my water bottle handy. But first, time to cleanse the palate with a sip of water. I don't think that sounded right. Too bad they left out second star to the right, PB and jellies, chips, and Beyond Thunderbone. Fuck. Too bad they left out second star to the right, peanut butter and jelly, chips, and Beyond fucking shit.